Today's commencement speaker is both an international celebrity and one of Miami's greatest hometown success stories. She's also an alumna, a trustee, and a very loyal Hurricane. Would presiding trustee Joe Barrett please come forward and introduce our commencement speaker?
The world of international relations isn't just for career diplomats and policy wonks. Sometimes a catchy refrain and syncopated rhythm are the best way to communicate across national divides. As a sensational purveyor of diplomacy without borders, Gloria Estefan is indeed an ambassador of culture, community, and yes, the conga. A New York Times review noted that while academics fight over multiculturalism, Gloria Estefan and Miami's sound machine are living it. Born in Cuba, Gloria Maria Fajardo came to Miami as a young child after Fidel Castro seized power. But as her vital body of work attests, you can take the girl out of the island, but you cannot take the island out of the girl. All of us are culturally richer for her artistry, unique synthesis of the Cuban-American heritage. Gloria was pursuing her bachelor's degree in psychology at the University of Miami when she met Emilio Estefan Jr., a keyboardist in a local band. The artistic relation eventually became romantic, and they went from being bandmates to soulmates. Their 32-year marriage has produced not only chart-topping hits and multinational business empire, but their wonderful children, Najib and Emily. A 1990 tour bus accident left Gloria partially paralyzed and interrupted her career. But it also brought out her positive spirit and relentless determination to live a life full of purpose. In 1994, she played a leading role in raising both awareness of and philanthropy for the University of Miami project to cure paralysis. Greater than the 90 million records sold or her 7 Grammy Awards is her passionate humanitarian work that has changed lives and built bridges between people all over the world. The Gloria Estefan Foundation promotes good health, education, and cultural development among those who struggle outside the safeguards of society. Gloria has also kept attention focused on ongoing persecution of that nonviolent political dissenters and their family face in Cuba. This cause has led both Gloria and Emilio to visit with 6 American presidents and travel from China to England to speak to ambassadors and heads of state, including Pope John Paul II. Earlier this year, in Miami, Gloria led tens of thousands in a peaceful march in a show of solidarity with Las Damas en Blanco, the ladies in white. They sent a united message of hope that spread across the country and the world. Closer to home, Gloria continues to serve her alma mater as a member of the University of Miami Board of Trustees, and she's one of the most public faces of our more than 156,000 alumni. Please join me in welcoming back an international role model, humanitarian and lifelong Hurricane, Gloria Estefan.
Thank you, orchestra. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction that actually could have been the commencement speech. UM graduates, I am you. I am you. As you heard it, I too graduated from the University of Miami. Well, I'm not exactly you because I did not attend my commencement, but we'll get to that later. Good morning, class of 2010. Dr. Shalala, yes, who is doing a remarkable job with the school. I wish I was actually coming here right now. Distinguished guests, faculty, family members, and everyone else that may be here for whatever reason. I'm going to start with the usual cliche because cliches come from generally things that are true. And for me, it is truly an honor to be addressing you today and wearing my doctoral garb, having received an honorary doctorate in music in 1993 from one of the most prestigious schools in the nation, the University of Miami. Thank you very much. I feel truly blessed and humbled to have received this degree, which took me only about 35 years to get. I can safely assume that I was given this degree in music for graduating from the School of Hard Knocks, but it is nonetheless a great honor. Not that I didn't receive a real degree from the UM, I did. I actually graduated from here way back in the day, 1978, ouch, to be exact, with double majors in psychology and communications and a French minor. That should give you the clue as to the future I thought I had in the music business. I should have actually graduated in 1979, but I took a test called the CLEP. Not the clap, the CLEP. I'm not sure if they still offer this, but they gave me 30 credits, so I actually started as a sophomore, yes. But for those of you that don't know me, despite my majors, music has always been a big part of who I am. It kind of came with me. It was as natural as breathing. I started singing when I learned to talk. And in fact, before that, my mother says that as a baby, the only way she could get a diaper on me was to sing to me. I would stare at her, my legs would relax, and to the point that she could easily change me, dress me, do whatever she wanted to. And that's the kind of effect music has on me today. My legs melt and I relax to the point you can easily change me. But I never thought I would do it as a career. Singing on stage in front of people, scary, very scary for me. And to my mother, it wasn't a career anyway. It was a hobby, maybe. And I was so shy. I really was, very shy. I would stare at the floor when my mother would make me play guitar and sing for her friends. And when my mom had friends over and I heard, Glorita, coming from the living room, I knew I was in for it. It's not that I didn't love singing. It's just that I got very nervous singing in front of people. I was happy singing alone in my room. It was my catharsis, my way to express myself and hold it together. For my mom, who was caring for my dad, a disabled Vietnam vet, and my little sister. And I was pretty much her only support system. I sang to myself in my room, and it healed me, as music has continued to do for me all of my life. I just didn't particularly love being the center of attention. And many things helped me to overcome this shyness, but I have to give a lot of credit to a course I took at our then fledgling communication school here at the UM, public speaking. We would have to get up in front of the class and, well, speak in public. It helped me by forcing me out there and giving me the skills to cope with and overcome something that was a part of my nature, and that was my love for being in the background. It was very hard for me to be watched, observed, scrutinized by lots of people. But if I was going to do something, I wanted to do it right, or at least the best way possible. That's what higher learning is about, isn't it? In this room today, graduating, are people who have already decided not to settle. You are already people who have figured out, or your parents have forced you, bless their hearts, that you need to be more in order to be able to live a life that you can choose to have. You want to be good at something. You want to have the skills to be able to build a better life for yourselves and for your families. be able to contribute to your communities, widen your options, open doors and gain understanding, and better your world and your place in it. In my family, schooling was very important. In fact, my mom has a PhD in education from the University of Havana in the early 1950s. And higher education was a very important subject in our family. So there was no doubt that I would go to college. I wanted to go. I also happened to love learning and would go back to school in a heartbeat if I could. I still enjoy acquiring new facts to the point that I call myself the encyclopedia of useless information. And my peeps call me that too. Some of the information, not so useless. My friends will call me before they call their doctors. I can usually save them some bucks and time, and I will call back. I'm also a vet. I'll have you know, not a veteran. I made that mistake with Kathy Griffin once backstage at a show. I was listening to her to go on and on about vet dogs and how they help their masters. And you know, we all hear and see from the perspective of the things that pique our interest. So I was getting images of a Labrador handing surgical tools to a veterinarian while he operates. It was just one of those confusions. Vet dogs help actual veterans do their thing. Anyway, I've had many dogs throughout the years, so I consider myself a vet because I now know how to give a dog an injection, both subcutaneous and intramuscular. I can work an IV and prescribe and have on hand pretty much any drug a dog or any animal or human for that fact could need in an emergency, which is how I got my other nickname, Doolittle One. But I digress. Bottom line is, I love to learn about anything. Yes, higher learning, any learning is, I believe, an intrinsic part of our journey. At the beginning, I told you that I hadn't attended my commencement, and here's why. I started school in the fall of 1975, right after high school. I went to Our Lady of Lourdes Academy, and I had 2 jobs at the time, a college work-study program translating. That was made possible by my French minor, and I taught beginner's guitar at a community school program in West Miami Junior High from 9:30 to 11:30 at night, 2 nights a week. I was going to school full-time with a 15-credit load from 8 o'clock in the morning to noon every day. I would then get in my 1973 Toyota Celica that had been parked out in the open in the hot Miami sun. And since I was trying to lose some of the extra pounds that my grandma had packed on me because all my life she considered me too skinny, hey, I'm Cuban, what can I tell you? You know? I would get in my little car really fast, close the door, and use it as a sauna on my way home. Then I would take a quick shower and hightail it to the Miami International Airport to translate for the passengers in Customs and Immigration. I was what they called an IR, International Receptionist. I wore a neon orange polyester pantsuit, and I was in heaven. And among the very unique and sundry events I got to experience there was the 80s, after all, in Miami, and it was customs. Yes. Anyway, very memorable experience was the time I had to tell an Italian nun that we were wise to that sausage she was attempting to smuggle under her habit on a rope between her legs, and that she must surrender it immediately. The agriculture dog had smelled it on her, and a nun! I went to an all-girl Catholic high school. Need I say more? Do we not have sausages in America? Anyway, I was going to school full-time and working 2 jobs, so I had way too much time on my hands. I joined a band, the Miami Latin Boys. I sat in with them at a friend's wedding, and Emilio, the band's founder, had remembered hearing me sing at another friend's house and invited me to sing a couple of songs with the band. Now, they hate that. Bands hate when people sit in, and I won't bore you with the details, but let's just say that the standing ovation I got was so overwhelming that he was impressed.